got about 3 minutes. Get at
For official Verizon time.
it.
I don't think that's all.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not,
Oh,
is it?
it's not.
That's not all it is.
Go to Q,
Hmm?
you go to Q.
No, this one's option D.
See, mine did too. I had to get it another way.
I've got it right here on my phone.
I can go make y'all some coffee.
I've got it on my phone.
What about yours, Mike?
Yeah, I don't have it goes to.
I'll put it right here for me.
He probably needs something bigger.
Mine's not.
Stephen, you with us?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, it's 11 o'clock. We'll call this meeting to order. We're going to ask Commissioner Stirrup, he's in charge of our invocation this morning. Commissioner Stirrup.
Yes, sir, let us pray. Lord, thank you this day. Thank you for the people gathered here. Lord, lead and direct us in our words and our actions, and all of our decisions that we make for the county may be pleasing to your will. Be with all our first responders and military, wherever they're at, bring them home safely. Just forgive us of our sins. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Doing the
Salute. Pledge, American flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of
the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Steve.
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll jump in. Does anybody have any public comments?
No, sir, we haven't.
We'll go with our number 2 consent agenda. Minutes from the previous meeting, the 4/12/21. Anybody?
I make a motion we approve those minutes.
Have a motion. Second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Monthly reports. I believe we have all of them. Look like.
The county treasurer brought your report there in front of you.
Can I get a motion to approve the monthly report?
Make a motion, we approve monthly report.
Thank you, Jeff.
Second.
Thank in favor, say aye. Oh, anybody against? Motion passes. All right, we'll go to resolution. No, we didn't have any resolution, proclamation. Consider approved. Budget amendments, line item transfers.
You have two in front of you, one for precinct 1 and one for the sheriff's department. They're all within the budget.
Get a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second. Got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? Motion passed. B, accounts payable, I see, yeah, accounts payable and county bills. Need a motion to pay the county bill.
Make a motion to pay.
I'll make that motion.
Good, use yours for a second, Steve. Got a motion and a
Yes,
second?
sir.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion passes. C is order authorizing the sale of fireworks during the 4th of July period, from June 24th to midnight of July 4th, 2021. And it's a customary deal we have to do on all the holidays for fireworks. Anyway, I'll put it in a motion, form of motion.
Second.
And, all in favor?
Aye.
Nobody opposed. Motion passes. D is open bids for all road and bridge material, including hauling for Tyler County. We want to just do those first, Jackie?
Yeah, I think they just put them on the agenda all together because we, instead of listing each one separate, you'll have to award separate, but I'll have to open this separate.
I'm not gonna make a motion, we open the bids for A, B, C, D, and E.
I'll second it.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor of opening bids, say aye.
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 Nobody opposed, so just open them up.
On this, the first one is from Gulf Coast. Which road material, okay. I'm sorry, y'all, we're going fast way to do this. The next one is from Brian and Brian.
That's probably not on the, oh, it's on all the bridges. Okay.
Yeah, it's got the bid number for road material. Were you expecting another one?
Well, this one is for our oil and gas, the petroleum products, the one you just handed me. Gulf Coast. Well, no, I'm sorry. That's
I was gonna say,
APAC
okay, now,
Coast,
you
yeah.
got me messed up.
They threw me off on that. Sun Coast is the one that's the fuel people.
Right. Because Gulf Coast has been on more than one thing. Okay, the next one is Brian and Brian Asphalt. Next one is Kirkpatrick Construction. Well, they didn't follow directions, they only sent one, so I'll get you some copies in just a minute. The next one is rural pipe and supply. Then we have East Texas Asphalt. Then we have Big Four Incorporated. We have Jack Alexander, LTD. The last one we have, I believe, is the Troy Act, is that how you say that?
Mm-hmm.
And this is private handle road material. Okay, next,
We'll move on to item B is petroleum products for Tyler County.
this is. I'm sorry for early. We got one more bid from Mighty in Southeast Texas. I don't know if this is fuel too, I know it's petroleum products. And that's all we have for petroleum, fuel and petroleum products.
Okay.
Yeah.
C is capital improvement at county airport. And I had a call from two of the vendors this morning. One of them got the bid sheets Thursday and one got on Friday. So I think I would like to table that so we can make sure everybody has time to bid on those and not be rushed to try to do it. So I
Well,
think
we got, which one is the capital improvement, is it?
it's airport.
Okay, we got one on the airport from Gulf Coast. And then on the County Road 3020, we got one from Gulf Coast.
Well, I'd like to not open those if we, or I guess I don't know how we need to do that, but if we table it, would we need to just go out again for bids on that?
Yeah, because the newspaper article said we'd open today, so if you want to table it, then I need to go out for bids again, but that would be next month, unless you hold a special meeting.
They said the mail was hung up in Shreveport. I mean, what they were showing, for days, so almost a week, almost.
We can, I could just hold them, and then we'll go, if you want to hold a special meeting to go out again to give some more time.
We could do that. That's all
And
right.
then I
with
can just
everybody
let these two vendors know, or this one vendor know on these two items, what we're doing.
Yeah.
And I think that's all I have. No, I don't, I got one more. The emergency standby services,
Yes.
we have, this now phone, it's the first one.
We have one before that, actually, but we would do that one, then we'll do the text dot, the county transportation infrastructure fund grant.
Is that the TIF, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that may be the one they were talking about. I'm not sure which bid it
Well,
was.
there's one bid here that says county airport. And then we have one that is the, County Road 3020, the CTIF
Both of those are from
Gulf
Gulf
Coast.
Coast.
So do you want to open the TIF one or table both of these?
Well, I think we probably need to table them. I hate to do that because of the mail system. And
No, we've had trouble getting our mail too, so I understand. But we did get two for the emergency standby services. And this other one is from Garner. And that's all of the emergency standby, and I don't have any others. So we're going to open the bids.
Okay, let's see. What's the pleasure of the court? Do y'all want, after we get through with our other business, we can recess for a little while, look over it and come back and do it, or?
Mike, can I say, normally, once we open the bids, when there was another meeting the following week,
We just do them?
I would do a price comparison on all the vendors. So if y'all want me to do that, I can do that, but I'll need a couple of days to do that. Y'all want to hold a special meeting?
How long would you need, Jackie? I'm sorry.
Just a couple of days.
Well, Mike, I think we can recess for up to 24 hours on those, if that'll give her enough time. I think that's the maximum thing go on.
Yeah, I can do it in 24 hours.
If you want to do that, meet back, table them until tomorrow at 11 o'clock.
Yeah,
Table award and it'll be until 11 o'clock tomorrow.
I can do that.
would y'all be okay with doing that? If we come back at 11 tomorrow? I was just trying to figure out how we could tie in, getting, but that wouldn't be enough time to try to redo that other stuff. Or maybe just to get those bids in, but I don't know if I can have time to get them in by that length of time.
I think if we go back out for bids again, we're gonna have to put it out like we do.
Same thing, yeah, go through the
Full
whole
length of
process.
time on it, yeah. Yeah, just have to start over on that, which is not a problem.
Yeah. I don't know of anything on the CTIF grant that it would interfere with to hold off. Do you know, Jackie?
No.
I don't think it will at this time. We have a good amount of time.
No deadlines or anything.
I think we got till, it's either the end of this year or next year to finish it. But I would tell you that you can't put it on tomorrow's meeting to open them because the newspaper article said they had to be in the office at 11.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you can't accept them after the fact. That's why we need to go out for bids again,
okay.
if that's what you need to do for those two items.
And that's on C and D under
C and
D,
D,
is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I make a motion that we table those two items. Or actually, I think we just need to go out, just take no action on them and go out for bids again on those two items.
I'll second that, no action on C and D.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Anybody opposed? So we will rebid those two. And on the other stuff, y'all want to try to do it at 11 tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll make a motion on item E and F that we, postpone those, or table them until, awarding until, 11 o'clock tomorrow, 11 a.m. tomorrow.
It needs to be E, F, and I.
What about
Okay,
A, B, C? I mean, A, B,
Yeah, you're leaving out.
A, B, E.
Well, E, F, and I
Yeah.
correspond with A, B, and E.
Yeah, we opened them, but we're gonna award them.
Yeah.
yeah, we'll award them, yeah. So E, F, and I.
Yeah, road material, petroleum products, and emergency standby services.
Yeah, E, F, and I will table until tomorrow at 11 a.m. That comes in form of a motion.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor,
Aye.
Aye.
Nobody opposed? We'll open those tomorrow. Well, let's go on
We'll
down.
award them.
Award those, I'm sorry. J is reimbursement to the Tyler County Youth Baseball Association. I have some papers paperwork. They've done a lot of work at the ballpark, and they are just asking for, we've been helping out the two ballparks, and in the sum of $6,000 for each ballpark. That's what they're asking for. And their total, one of these jobs they've done rebuilding their concession stand was $23,000. And they definitely covered the, what the requirements were that they had to show us documents where they spent the money. Anyway, I make a motion that we reimburse the Tyler County Youth Baseball in the amount of $6,000.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor, say aye.
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 Nobody opposes. Passes. Item K, we go out for bids for monitoring of debris management during the disaster declaration.
Yes, that's,
I'll second that.
I put it in form of motion that we go out for bids.
okay, and I'm gonna defer to Ken as to why we're having to do this.
Okay. Ken, could you let us know?
Last week, I got a phone call from our TDM rep for our local agency, and he said, when does your debris management contract expire? And I told him when to call him back, told him. And he said, do you have, or when does your monitor contract? Y'all remember, we're going all the way back probably to Ike the last time we did this. That's a separate standalone person that doesn't work for the debris contractor. They really kind of represent the state, but paid for by us. So I talked to the auditor, and it was like, don't think we have a contract for that. So for us to be able, I'm not gonna say it's a compliance issue, but it's a good thing to have. You know, we skated a couple of hurricanes last year, but you know, I think having one on standby ready to be our monitor if we have large amounts of debris would be pretty good thing to have. So.
Sounds good. Thank you, Ken. So we got a motion and a second. All in favor? Signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Nobody opposed. Passes. We have an appointment of Glenn Connor to the Tyler County Hospital Board of Managers to fill a vacancy. And that came by the way of the judge. Trying to think of who it is.
Cody.
Cody, right, correct.
Cody Terry.
Cody Jarrett, yes. Anyway, I make a motion to approve Glenn Connor.
I'll second.
Second.
I bet you.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Nobody opposed. Motion passes. All right, updating county policy to include the required sexual orientation changes to the EEO and harassment sections to be compliant with federal regulations. Leanne?
Yes, sir. Our county policy currently needed a few wording updates to include, to take care of our equal employment opportunity and harassment side of the policy. It just simply says the county will not discriminate on the basis of race, color, religion, national origin, sex, sexual orientation, including lesbian, gay, bisexual, and other, or transgender status, age, genetic information, pregnancy, veteran status, disability, or other condition or status protected by law in hiring, promotion, demotion, raises, termination, training, discipline, use of employee facilities or programs, or any other benefit, condition, or privilege of employment except where required by state or federal law, yada, yada. Basically, we're required to do that to be in compliance with the federal laws.
Can I get a motion to update the,
So moved.
I'll second it. We got a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Item N, district clerk e-file integration and requesting selection of scanners.
I guess that's.
I'll bring it in form of a motion.
Okay.
I think,
Can I
Jack
get a
can have the information on it.
second?
Well, we're nice here.
I'll second it.
Okay, we've got a motion and a second. So Renee, would you let us know
Okay,
what we're doing?
I have ordered the very last file cabinet that I can order. We're full on the whole third floor with the exception of a little square that Jackie calls her little bit.
Cubby
But, I'm gonna have to start scanning in, I'm gonna have to do what Donnie started back in 2004. There's nowhere I can put anything else. And so, I called Net Data and they told me it would be a $2,500, there's a little connection that they have to make. We've been paying them for a part of that service ever since Donnie's got on it. But now they have to have the $2,500 little connection fee, and then I have to have 4 scanners. And if y'all look on your last page, there's 2 scanners. I called a couple of other district clerks, and they suggested the document scanner colored. It's the last one. It's FI7160. And I cannot pronounce the name. It's like a
Fujitsu.
yeah, Fujitsu. But these are gonna be smaller than what Donnie's had. We're gonna start small. This does about 80 pages. I've already got 2 Epsons in my office that are compatible and will work. So I need 4 more. And it is the lesser of the 2 choices there. But, you know, as time progresses and the girls get used to scanning in, we may need to move up, but it's not gonna be, and, you know, it's gonna take us a while to start getting used to it. And then we're gonna start scanning in our old ones. So, and that's gonna come, there'll be some more talk about that at the budget shop that we have this year. So, and I don't have a lot of the figures and stuff for that as to the options that we have. Right now, all I need is 4 scanners, and that $500 is a yearly fee that we'll have to pay, so.
How much are the scanners?
They are $1,134 each. So,
Do we
right
have,
now,
We have that in data processing.
so I'm, since I'm so new to this, I'm not sure how the budget breaks down, so, I just felt like, you know, this is where I need to start, so I appreciate anything y'all do.
So are the cannons, are they the top of the line or?
These specific, I didn't get any kind of favorable remarks about those from other district clerks. Net Data, that was their number 1 choice. But everybody, the district clerks who are doing this, they suggested the second one, the Fujitsu. And they loved it, that it fed papers in really quick. I think Donnie's has one that does hundreds of pages. We only need about 80. We start slow and work our way up. So, you know, this is gonna be something new. The girls have had to switch from the old Net Data to the Jaywalk Net Data. And so they're getting used to it. And so it's just gonna be a slow process. So it's been a long time needing, so.
And it goes to the where? To the cloud or something?
I don't know. It goes into a scanner. It's all I know, the end of my Net Data.
The cloud's got a bunch
I don't know
of
what
my
they call
pictures that I don't even know how to get back.
So we have a backup.
Jackie, would that come out of technology? Is that where that was something?
Data
Yeah,
processing.
data processing.
Data processing, okay.
And the AS400 that we have, that we manage, we do the backup, it backs it up on that, because we're contracted through that data with that, even though we own the AS400. It, backs up our information and we pay them a yearly fee to do that.
Oh, okay.
And your images are all in what they call the infinity vault.
So that the yearly fee is
The
already
where?
after.
Infinity Vault?
Infinity, yeah, infinity vault. Infinity vault.
Okay.
Well, y'all heard the request. Sounds like something y'all need to do because we definitely need our DA's office and the district clerk function. So, all in favor? We've had a motion and a second already.
Do we have to amend it to say coming out of data processing?
Data processing, coming out of data processing, $2,500 for the hookup fee, $1,000 How much each
It's a $2,500 for a hookup fee, and it's a yearly fee.
yearly?
And then it's $1,134, I believe, for the scanners, and that's each.
Yes.
Kind of four, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Look at it, 6,500, somewhere 7,000, somewhere in that neighborhood. Anyway.
I'm for it.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I,
So I don't have to do it.
Any against? The motion passes. All right, let's move on to item O, Tyler County Quarterly Investment Report. This is again?
Yes, sir. The reason it's on there today is it was supposed to have been, on
Oh,
there last time.
oh,
And I have to present it every quarter by law. And it just lets everybody know where we stand as far as our investments and where we're going with our interest and such. So that's all.
you gave us a pretty good report on it on our last meeting.
Yes, sir. I just have to submit it into court.
Okay, so we really don't need to take any action on it. Or we do. We just need to accept it.
Yes, sir, if you just
Can I
accept
get a
it.
motion to accept the quarterly investment report?
Make a motion, we accept quarterly investment report.
Second.
second.
Got a motion and a second,
Rough
right?
weekend.
To take, accept the Tyler County Quarterly Investment Report. All in favor signify by saying aye. Anybody opposed? All right, motion passed.
Thank you.
Item P, FNC brokered CD investments.
That's just part of that report. We
Part of
don't
that
need
same
anything.
report. Do we need to?
No, sir, you just accept it.
Okay.
Okay.
No action on item P. Item Q is Tyler County Local Historical Commission would like to give the Tyler County Commission report an update.
Yes, we would, thank you.
Thank y'all for being here this morning.
Yeah, we appreciate the opportunity. All right. Well, again, thank you for letting us be here this morning. I appreciate the opportunity to give you an update, and I've prepared a packet with a lot of information in it. I promise we won't be here till night going through all of that, but it's just some things that I want you to be aware of as we move forward. And just want to say thank you that we were acknowledged as the Grand Marshal of the Dogwood Festival Parade, and that we had an opportunity to speak at the pageant and work with Leanne on the using the historical items policy, and that the bell was there, and that was wonderful. So I'm just going to jump right in. First thing I have there for you is a list of our current members. We are at 15 members right now. I'm serving as the chair, and I have with me today Eleanor Holderman and Bob Marshall. I know them. You have a handout there that says what are county historical commissions, and just the important thing on this one is that the Texas legislature authorized counties to establish county historical commissions to assist county commissioners' courts, that's y'all, and the Texas Historical Commission in the preservation of our historic and cultural resources. So our mission as the TCHC is to preserve, protect, and promote these resources. And we are considered a political subdivision, and we're the primary contact if someone has a question about historic properties, markers, all of that kind of thing. They generally would call us, and there's a wonderful division at the Texas Historical Commission. Their job is just outreach to local historical commissions. And so the materials that you have there were taken from that part of the THC website. The second handout I have for you is actually the local government code, which outlines the establishment of the local historical commissions. And it does say that at least 7 residents of the county would compose the commission, the local historical commission. And we currently have 16 in our bylaws, but we have 15 of the seats currently filled. And one of the things that we're asked to do is to consider the diversity within the county, geographic diversity, age, all of those sorts of things, and to try to make the local historical commission as diverse as it can be. But it's not just, come be on this commission. There on the first page, it says each commission member must have an interest in historic preservation and an understanding of local history and resources. So that's what we're all about. We have to meet 4 times a year. We're currently meeting monthly with a short break during this summer. And our meetings are conducted in accordance with the open meetings law. They are posted with the county clerk's office, and anyone's welcome to join in. On that first page, it talks about resource identification, and this is really, really important. It's a huge undertaking, and in just a minute, Bob will share kind of what's going on with that. We are responsible for being educated about history and to help educate others. And we report, as you know, to the state, the Texas Historical Commission annually to let them know what we're doing. We appreciate the funding that we receive from you. We currently receive $3,000, and we hope it can stay at that level moving forward. There are grants available through the Texas Historical Commission, and it might be that at some point that we would seek funding through them. Let's see. There is a planning component that we should be planning in partnership with other preservation entities in the county, which, as far as I know, would be the Tyler County Historical Heritage Society, and the Allen Shivers Library. They have the museum there, and they have the Texas Room. So we do have some partners there. So just wanted to provide you with the government code. The next handout is about organizational structure, and the important thing there is that county historical commissions are not part of THC, but they are essentially working partners. And I mentioned to you that we currently have 15 members, and so far this year, the rate of participation has been really high. We are doing our meetings in person and socially distancing and so forth, but we've had 13 of the 15 at, I think, all of our meetings so far. So that shows the level of commitment that the members currently have. The next little part is about compliance and review. And one of the things that's significant on that one is that local historical commissions are asked to contact the Texas Historical Commission if they're aware of properties that are in danger, because you can't preserve something that you don't know is needing to be preserved. So, that's what we're all about, is preservation. The next little handout is about bylaws. There are no specific requirements, but there are guidelines from the Texas Historical Commission, and we are reviewing our bylaws. We will actively begin in June to look at those. And I don't know if y'all know, but you're all listed as, in our bylaws, the commissioners' court members are considered ex officio members, not just the judge. And hopefully you'll be okay with staying on here in that capacity. The next handout that you have is a sample application that I found on the THC website for the Tom Green County Historical Commission. Actually has an application for people out there in the community who say, I think I might want to be a part of that, and this sort of elevates them to awareness of the Commissioner's Court for consideration. The next little handout is about annual reporting. As I mentioned before, that is presented to you annually before it goes to THC. The next handout is about training and workshops, and we were asked to provide orientation to the local historical commission, and tomorrow we'll actually be reviewing that. It's available online. And we are required to have open meetings training through the Attorney General's office, so we're all taking care of that. The last little section there is about game changers, and that's something that we wanted to share with you. We have it's been a wonderful website, and it's getting even better. Eleanor's been working really hard on that, and what we'd like to do is increase our efforts to reach the community through more social media things, Facebook, YouTube, and so forth. And in this section, it says game changers. There are examples of how other county historical commissions are using those to reach people, to educate people. So that's something that we would, we look forward to being able to do that. And Lerner, did you want to speak to the website, or? He's working hard.
I would say, that one thing, plus to emphasize something we already said, in our efforts to diversify and be sure that we represent the county and the county knows about it and is acquainted with their opportunities to be connected to us. We've restarted a practice of meeting in various communities around the county. So we have met most recently at the Chester School Board, in the school library. Tomorrow we are meeting in the community room at Comonino. We often meet,
Well, we've met out at Heritage Village and we were meeting in the courtroom, which we hope to be able to do again when it's finished.
we're in the process of moving our meetings around, and we're trying to do it at schools, where schools have a space for us. Comonino School does not have space. They would have welcomed us, but they didn't have a space at our time that we need to be there. So, and that just makes more people aware. We've basically reformatted the website, and lots of great things going on. Recently, because you all have emphasized the importance of our county bell, and you featured it, that brought to mind questions about other ancient bells in the county. And thanks to Ben Shepherd, who, quote, climbs like a monkey, he made 2 trips to the steeple of First Baptist Church, Woodville, to discover who made the First Baptist bell. And the question about that was spawned by the fact that the church has a historical marker, and it says that it was started in 1852. And it's right across the street from the courthouse, and it used to meet in the courthouse and blah, 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 blah. And I began to think, when did this church get a bell? Because we ring the bell every Sunday morning at 9 o'clock. And so Ben went up. He found the name of the company. It's a steel bell, not bronze like yours. And he went up the second time and discovered that it is dated 1890, which makes it older than the courthouse bell. And we have a lot of information that we found online about how these bells. Okay, so that made me really curious. Where are all the bells in Tyler County? All these I know there's a black church at Moss Hill that has a bell, because we used to ring it at midnight as teenagers. We thought that was cool. And so my appeal is for you in your various communities to discover the bells that have a story and find me and tell it to me and bring me a picture. If it's a bronze bell, there will be information cast on the bell. If it's not bronze, it will most likely be cast in the frame that holds it below. And if there is a date, it's most likely inside the bell. So that's just, and that information, I don't know how we'll present it, but we want to tell the story of Tyler County through the bells. My neighbor has a bell that came off a steam locomotive, and it has a number. Bring me your bell stories.
Just a couple more things, and then Bob will talk to you about the Historic Resources Survey. We do have a little bit of a wish list, if y'all don't mind. Because we are part of the county government overall, we would really someday like to have an office or a space. Right now, we have a bookcase over at the Nutrition Center. But if you find yourself with a little room somewhere, we'd like to have a place to store all the records. Right now, they're in people's homes. Some are out at the Heritage Village. There's some over at the Nutrition Center, kind of scattered all about. And we would like to bring all of that together and have a kind of a workspace and a repository for all of the things that we're collecting. And as your crews are out and about, if they stumble across something they're out there more probably than anybody, find anything that's historic or at risk, please let us know. We'd appreciate that. So now I'm going to turn it over to Bob.
Okay. One thing that historical commissions are supposed to do in each county is conduct a survey and maintain an inventory of all the historical properties and sites within the county. So we have initiated doing that, and first thing that we discovered is that the last time anybody did it, the only time that we know of, it was in 1995. So we haven't conducted this survey or done this inventory, updated this inventory since that point in time. At that time, 173 historical sites and properties were located. Basically, those are our markers. We have 46 markers now, and the rest of those mostly are cemeteries. So that was what was located back then. As I went through that list of 173, I found several duplications. So it really comes down to maybe 155 or that sort of thing. But anyway, we're in the process. So we've initiated this, and we're just in the beginning stages of it. And as I say, it's been over 25 years since this has been done. To date, as we've begun to do our inventory and think about what we have in Tyler County now, we've come up to almost 250 of these sites. We have to survey them. So we're going to maintain, we got them on inventory right now. It's a tentative inventory. Some of this list could go up and down. So we're going to be surveying those, which basically means we're going to visit each one of those sites. When the survey was done 25 or so years ago, really done in 1994 and 1995, they discovered there were probably about 20 sites, properties that were in danger. In our list that we put together that we're working on right now, we feel like we probably have about 50 sites that are endangered. That means they're in danger. Some of these are cemeteries, which nobody has visited in 20 or 30 years, so the families kind of deserted them and they're overgrown, and you got the timber company working next to them. So so we're looking at some of those sorts of things. It's a lengthy process. We will be providing you with a list. We do need your help. One thing you can do, we're going to be contacting citizens as we go out to these places. If you know someone that lives close to one of these abandoned cemeteries particularly, that's the first thing you can help us with. Second thing is we will be asking citizens and yourself to tell us what we're missing once we come up with this list, because there are sites out there we do not know about. As we travel these roads, we find all sorts of things. And there may be things historically significant to citizens we have no idea. There's lots of county roads out there, guys. Have y'all seen that? When you get out there, it's just fantastic. So we'll be providing you with a copy of the survey as we get a little bit further into it. You'll get to see it. We're going by county. We had the appraisal district give us some maps, got the school districts and the county precincts on it. So you will know exactly how many of these historical sites we've identified. The last thing that we'll be asking you with is help in maintaining these sites. We don't know how to maintain these abandoned cemeteries. We'll try to find the owners of them, for an example, and then we'll try to offer them some help. We don't know what the means of that help might be. It might be just help clearing the cemetery itself so it can be found. Maybe they're going to have a fence. We hope the owners of the property, if they haven't visited in 30 years, we don't know what kind of interest they have in the property. So that's where we're at. It's a really important endeavor that we're taking on, and it will be time consuming. But we think it's real important. If you want to know, right now we've identified in Precinct 1 about 25 to 30 historical sites. These include our markers and that sort of thing. In Precinct 2, 84. In Precinct 3, about 50, maybe 55. And in Precinct 4, about 25 to 30 again. But that doesn't include, that won't add up to 250 yet, but it comes pretty close to it. So can I answer any questions that you might have about the survey? We just wanted to make you aware of it, so you don't have to have any questions. We'll be coming back to you.
Well, we appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for letting us come.
So what constitutes cemetery? Just one grave? Is
One
that-
grave constitutes a cemetery, and we have about, I've kind of gone through it, there's some duplications, as I mentioned before. And right now, we probably have about 25 maybe, these single and abandoned cemeteries that we're be in the process. Some of them we won't be able to locate. In 94 and 95, people who did this talked to citizens, and they said, oh, there were 3 travelers that died right over there. Well, we don't know where right over there is, because that's all they put down. So, but we'll be trying to find as many of those as we can.
I've always thought about, there's millions of Indians that are buried, I mean, in this county. I mean, they lived and they died, so they're somewhere. Just like a lot of other people are probably somewhere that you'll never know about.
We have a lot of slave graves out there that people will point out to you. Now, as we find an abandoned or any grave, any single grave, all the way up to a cemetery, we have to identify it, get it in the deed, property deeds, and let the THC know about it, and then it goes into a database up there, but they don't do anything with it, so it's up to us to do something. Yeah, there's a lot of.
Now, there's a lady buried over by my deer stand. I mean, seriously, she's not far from where I hunt. And it's fascinating because she has a little wrought iron fence around her grave, and she doesn't have a name. It just says she was the wife of Pleasant Odom. And some of the Odom family put a tombstone on it. So it is, and the timber company knows it's there because it has quite a bit of big timber around it. But I kind of taken it upon myself to keep it clear. So,
Thank you.
I mean, because
Yeah.
it's right there. I walk by it. I mean, it's kind of creepy in a way, but her name may be on there. I don't know. Yeah. But she was buried there in 1905 or something like that.
I think that one is on our list.
It might
Maybe
be.
Single and abandoned cemeteries.
But it is,
So now you
I know where
someone who can take
several
it
There's
are.
an Odom, right. Yeah, some of them we don't know how to get to, but we'll figure it out.
Well, I know of several in precinct 3, so
Do you
I'll be
really?
glad to get with you.
Okay, we'll be
Show
following
you
up on
one day.
those. We're probably on your list, but they may not be.
Yeah, it might be, but we'll check and see.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, Ms. Mayor. All righty. Does anybody know of anything for executive session? Then how about a motion to adjourn?
motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you guys. Thank you for coming today.
No longer being recorded.
Wayne, I apologize to you.
I have